better here, but I didn't realize how simple Black's plan here to get an advantage. So first things first, he just transfers the bishop over, bishop c8, queen c1, I'm getting the queen back in the game, bishop d7, queen e3. It looks as though both sides have maxed out their options. I saw that a6, b5 was not possible, this pawn is hanging. f6 I thought is really dangerous. The king will get opened up, rook e7 is a big option, and yet Giri shows once again that he is in control. King f8 exclam. Very simple approach. Notice that rook e7 will never work because of bishop takes c6 option, and after rook takes e3, the endgame is not as pleasant as I'd like it to be. So this is at least one option that he has. He doesn't even have to do anything because rook e7 has 0 threats. Knight f5 may even be a better option. So moves like that did not really occur to me, so I thought, okay, I'm just going to make an improving move, h3. But now f6 comes with perfect timing. Rook e7 doesn't look pretty, so I trade, bishop takes, and I play g4. And again, it looks like a6, b5 is out of the question. This knight can't really do anything. If he takes, pawn takes, I've got a really strong passer, and he constantly has to guard e7. So I thought, all right, this may be somewhat of an equilibrium. But no, Giri here thinks for a little bit, not a lot, but he comes up with a brilliant plan. So let's see if you can figure out his next move. So if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. And he plays the move bishop f7. If you haven't really understood this move, try to understand what is Black's idea in this position. Why did he trade all the rooks off? Well, now he probably wants to trade the queens, right guys? So if he can trade the queens, the endgame is simply lost. a6, b5, and I can resign. So how can he offer the queen trade? And that is the reason for the bishop maneuver to f7. e8 square is now free, and after my next move h4, I couldn't really find anything better. Queen d7, the game is practically over. Believe it or not, after h5, his next move is queen e8. Yes, I set up a little bit of a trap. This actually is not good for him. The knight is going to get lost. But he simply, with an iron hand, executes his plan, queen e8, and I am busted. So the reason why is because after trade, take on a7, this guy falls, and so is my position. This is unstoppable. 3 against 1, easy win. So I'm already in time pressure, by the way. Position is not something that I'm happy about, so I decided to keep the queens on the board for practical reasons. And here I thought, all right, knight e4 looks promising for him, but he may try to make it safe by playing f5, just simply breaking up all my pawns. But here I actually get very nice counterplay. g5 takes, and knight e5, and it's not as simple as it looks. Now my knight is a monster. This is quite slow, and his king is exposed. Maybe, just maybe, I'm back in the game. But yet again, Giri is perfect with his execution. Knight e4, tactically, this simply wins. After takes, f5, it looks as though this pawn is about to get lost, but the king is exposed. Queen d8 is my big threat. But he finds, once again, the best move in the position. King g8, double exclam. This is the move that I really underestimated. I mean, I really had no other options than to try to muddle the waters, but this move sort of says it all. White is busted. The king is quite happy on h7. This guy is extremely exposed. d5 pawn is going to get weak, and I have nothing, absolutely no counterplay. So I try to get final activity here of the game. Obviously, this is a cheapo. Queen takes knight e7, bishop takes knight e7 as well, but he doesn't budge. Queen takes pawn, and now all my pawns simply fall apart. And the next is just basically game over. So he just keeps checking me. Notice that I cannot go to the light square because of bishop takes with check. So I have to do this, and he's just gonna take all my pawns, and I resign. The f5 pawn is coming next, and then I have absolutely nothing to play for.